Hey, this is Mark, and you're welcome to AUTOSAYS. Imagine this for a second. You walk into a Tesla showroom expecting cutting-edge tech, futuristic vibes, and the usual smug feeling Tesla gives its buyers, but instead you discover something that feels almost impossible, something you never thought you'd live to see. Tesla, the company that mocked Apple CarPlay for nearly a decade, is now quietly preparing to add it to their cars. Yes, the same company that once acted like CarPlay was a virus. Shocking, right? But here's the part that nobody is talking about. The part that might make you hit like just out of pure disbelief. Tesla isn't doing this because it wants to. It's doing it because it's desperate. And the real story behind that desperation might just change how you see the entire EV industry forever. So if you love cars, tech, or anything with wheels and wires, you're going to want to stay till the end because the twist behind this CarPlay U-turn is wilder than you think. Now, let's dive into the storm that pushed Tesla to break one of its oldest rules. Tesla once carried the crown of being the EV king, the disruptor, the outsider who didn't follow industry trends, it created them. Back in the early 2010s, when legacy automakers were still arguing about whether people even wanted electric cars, Tesla was busy rewriting the future. And one of the biggest parts of that future was software. Tesla believed it had something no one else could match, a software ecosystem so powerful and so tightly integrated that it didn't need Apple or Google. They saw CarPlay and Android Auto as unnecessary intrusions, middlemen standing in between Tesla and its customers. Tesla didn't want your car to feel like an iPhone accessory, it wanted the car to be the operating system of your life. Bold move? Absolutely. Dangerous? Well, we're about to see. Because the truth is, history has a funny way of reminding every giant that nobody stays on top forever. Look at BlackBerry. Once the unshakable leader in smartphones, now it's a nostalgia item your uncle still keeps in a drawer. Look at Nokia. Look at Kodak. All kings until suddenly, they weren't. Tesla's refusal to adopt CarPlay didn't feel like a mistake at the time. In fact, it made Tesla look stronger. We don't need CarPlay, they said. We have our own superior system. And to be fair, they weren't wrong. Tesla's interface was fast, elegant, futuristic. You could browse the web, stream Netflix, run arcade games, control nearly every part of the car with a tap. But here's where the finance side quietly started turning the screws. As the EV market expanded, buyers began comparing options, and suddenly Tesla wasn't the only cool electric car on the block. Ford had the Mustang Mach-E, Hyundai had the Ioniq 5 and 6, BMW, Mercedes, Rivian, everyone had a compelling product. And all of them offered Apple CarPlay. Not as a luxury, not as an upgrade, as a standard everyday feature. Then came the numbers that forced Tesla's hand. A McKinsey study showed that 25% of EV buyers and 38% of gas car buyers refused to buy a car without Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. 1/3 of the market. Gone. Just like that. Imagine losing 1/3 of your potential customers over one software feature. That's not a small preference. That's a financial earthquake. And Tesla felt it. Sales slowed, inventory piled up, discounts started appearing, something Tesla almost never did. Then things got even more bizarre. Tesla began renting cars directly off the showroom floor just to move inventory. That's right. Tesla, the brand that once had waiting lists longer than Apple's launch day lines, suddenly started acting like a dealership trying to meet monthly quotas. So here's the million-dollar question, or maybe the billion-dollar one. Why is CarPlay the breaking point? The answer lies in something psychological, something deeply human. People want comfort, familiarity, and control. People want their phones to feel like part of the car. They want Siri. They want Spotify exactly how it looks on their phone. They want Apple Maps routing that tracks elevation, charging stops, and battery range. And when Tesla ignored all of that, people didn't see innovation, they saw inconvenience, annoyance, resistance for no reason, until it became a deal breaker. And Tesla noticed something terrifying. Even loyal Tesla fans were saying, "Man, I love my Tesla, but I still miss CarPlay." That's when the panic set in. Inside Tesla, engineers quietly started experimenting with a version of CarPlay that wouldn't replace their system, but would run in a small window, controlled, contained, and limited. A compromise, a strategic retreat, fine, but only on our terms move. And here's where the suspense kicks in. Tesla is still refusing to support Android Auto, which raises a big, juicy question. Why? Why give in to Apple but not Google? Some say it's political. Some say it's personal. Some say it's because Elon Musk and Apple have been in a silent Cold War for years. Remember when Apple poached Tesla engineers for its failed Apple Car project? Or when Elon offered to sell Tesla to Apple, but Tim Cook refused the meeting? That tension runs deep, but the financial pressure runs deeper. And now Tesla is testing CarPlay internally, planning wireless support, preparing for rollout, maybe in a few months, maybe later, maybe suddenly with no warning at all. Tesla operates like a magician. You hear rumors, see smoke, then boom, feature drops overnight. But here's the real twist. The moment Tesla adds CarPlay, Apple wins something huge. It wins access to the EV market leader. It wins millions of iPhone users who can now slip even deeper into Apple's ecosystem. And it proves that even the strongest, most stubborn tech company will eventually bow to the will of consumers. But wait, there's a darker financial implication. If Tesla adopts CarPlay, will other automakers that abandoned it, like GM, be forced to crawl back too? Will EV buyers start demanding smartphone mirroring as a non-negotiable? Will the entire future of car software shift away from automakers and back toward phone companies? And here's a scarier question. If Apple controls the in-car experience, what happens to Tesla's dream of being the software king of the automotive world? That's the cliffhanger nobody wants to talk about, because Tesla has always believed that the car of the future is basically a smartphone on wheels. But what happens when the smartphone company becomes the one controlling the most important screen in the car? That's the battle brewing beneath the surface. Innovation versus convenience. Tesla versus Apple. Automaker versus ecosystem. The ending of the story hasn't been written yet, but one thing is clear. Tesla's surprising move to adopt CarPlay isn't just a technical update. It's a historic turning point for the entire auto industry, a moment that could reshape power, influence, and the future of EV software for years to come. So buckle up, because the next few months might bring one of the biggest shifts we've ever seen in the car world, and trust me, you're going to want to be here when the next twist drops.